Kalal Wahwadlah Yahweh Bahasham Yahushai Bahasham Rakakodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that rule. Teach well, peace and salutations to the brothers pushing this word in truth and in sincerity, pushing this word to the four corners of the earth, risking their lives no one else would ever to do so. Brother Manat here once again to another short impromptu video. You know what I mean? So but I posted this up in the group chat. And you know what I mean, it's not nothing that we haven't spoken of before. You know what I mean? Just by the headline alone. One thing come to mind. One thing and one thing only come to mind. One prophecy only come to mind. And like the first precept we go pull out, but let me get through the article first. It says Democrats first Slovakia. I don't know why I read that as first. Democrats first project 2029 proposal, more government control over social media. It says Democrats are gearing up for the 2028 election and preparing a list of policy priorities dubbed Project 2029. Should they retake the White House, the first Project 2029 proposal is not about affordability, healthcare, or foreign policy. No, the Democrats' first proposal concerns children's online safety, the issue fueling lawmakers' bipartisan push to impose greater government control over the internet. So this says for sure, right? It says Semaphores Nicholas Wu first reported on the Kids Over Clicks proposal on Monday. The proposal, Wu wrote, advocates for narrowing protections under Section 230 of the Communications Decency Act that shield platforms from some liability, banning social media accounts for kids under 16, designating safer internet platforms, and more. Supporters of the proposal I read it in the wrong tone. So designating safer internet platforms and more. Supporters of the proposal include the author and social scientist Jonathan. Alright, bro, I ain't gonna try to hate or however, alright, Jonathan. American Federation of Teachers President Randy Wingarton. Senator Cory Booker. Wow. Easiest name there. A New Jersey Democrat government Mackie Sherrill. According to the outlet, Sherrill's involvement comes as no surprise as she has made online safety a main focus of her gubernatorial agenda. The first-term governor has proposed creating both an Office of Youth Online Mental Health Safety and Social Media Research Center in New Jersey. The Kids Over Clicks proposal was written by Rishi Barwani, the U.S. Director of Reset Tech, a group dedicated to countering digital threats to society. Wow, hear that? It went from trend to society, yeah? Don't let that fly over your head. Do not let that fly over your head. It went from countering digital threats to society. It was whole article. It was protect the kids, cool, protect the kids. Now it's saying countering digital threats to society. So we're talking about the implementation of what that AI software scanning over your words. So you know what you're saying. If you speak against them, you're deemed as what hate speech, theism. Certain words they pulling down your page, so on and so forth. So we seeing. Come on, man. Kalalal wadla yo basham yoshai. Basham Kakadash. Prophecy unfolding. Lovely. War, crashing economy, famine anyway. It says Bawani previously co-chaired Cheryl's Children's Online Safety Policy Team and led Booker's Tech Policy Team. The proposal claims that America is witnessing a tobacco moment, this time for social media and AI companies and the government, must intervene as it did with the tobacco industry to prevent harm. But this is a fraught comparison, as Reason has pointed out, because tobacco is a physical product with measurable side effects. On social media is a vehicle for speech. The distinction matters because any policy regulating speech should be evaluated based on First Amendment grounds, not on its potential to reduce harm. It says the kids over clicks proposals call to impose age restrictions on social media sites presents a particularly chilling threat to free speech. Ah, boy, days now we getting into the integrity. I had to reach all that bullshit. Now getting into the integrity by, as the Electronic Frontier Foundation has warned, age verification laws violate all internet users' rights to access information, impinge, it's supposed to be infringe on people's rights to anonymity and exas. Who the fuck write this? It's supposed to be exacerbate. Not exacerbate. Exacerbate their data and security risks. Is it? I'll look up that word after. In the UK, the Online Safety Act has exposed the problems with the age verification, as users must fork over their data when they want to view age restricted content, effectively censoring video like wide swaths of the internet for children and adults. The censorship implications have not deterred the UK government from imposing more regulations, as the country prepares to implement a social media ban for teens, which will likely take effect next year. It appears that Project 2029's authors are eager to import similar policies from abroad, citing Australia's social media ban, which many teens have been able to skirt as a successful case study in online safety. It may seem odd that Project 2029 is making its debut by advocating for censorship policies, but Semaphore reported that the project authors wanted to start with kids' safety because it's among the least politically polarizing topics. Um, the sentiment is unfortunately correct. Children's online safety has become a bipartisan issue, and by bipartisan they mean the two parties support it. That is all I mean, right? That lawmakers have used to crack down on personal freedom. Red states, including Texas and Florida, have enacted online safety laws in the name of protecting children. On Monday night, the U.S. House of Representatives passed the Kids Internet and Digital Safety Act, a bundle of online safety bills that includes a version of Kids Online Safety Act. The House's version of COSA does not include a duty of care provision, making slightly less restrictive than the Senate's COSA bill. Still, digital rights groups such as Reclaim the Net warn the Kids Act raises significant concerns about government overreach, privacy erosion, and the expansion of online surveillance. If passed, the Kids Act would also allow the states to enact their own laws regulating social media and AI companies, according to the bill's co-author, Rep. Frank Pallone. Yeah, I think I read down fine enough. I get what I needed to get. But basically, we get to the nitty gritty of the article. You know what I mean? Threats to society. I love that one. Right? It says, it's Amos 8 and 11. It says, Behold, the day comes, saith the Lord power, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor a thirst for water, but of hearing the words of Yahweh. Right? Because we are known as what? Prophets. Right? We are known as prophets, right? Ah, wait. Jeremiah 28 and 8, right? It says, the prophets that have been before me. and before thee of old prophesies both against, right? Against. In other words, we oppose many countries and against or oppose great kingdoms of war and of evil and of pestilence. So I go read it as verbatim, all right? It says the prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries and against great kingdoms of war and of evil and of pestilence. Yeah. So what you think they go when they implement this, right? When they implement the project 2029, what you think going to happen, man? Is another piece of prophecy unfolding here? You know what I mean? That is all this is. Another piece of prophecy unfolding. The famine of the word be coming to the forefront. This is the time for it. As I say in our previous video, prophecy correlates with time. Time correlates with prophecy. They don't fight each other. They go hand in hand. You know what I mean? Everything I wish I say would have happening. Wars, rumors of wars, pestilence, you know what I mean? They have an horizon, cases in Ebola, the cyclo explosive diarrhea parasite that crippling America right now. Like pestilence. You know what I mean? Economy is crashing. Look, even down here, to have an issue with one of the top companies, or I'm gonna put it like that. The 1% down here in Trinidad and Tobago. You know what I mean? The government cracked down on one of the establishments or one of the companies that basically hires a lot of people. A lot of people employed, so we're looking at more the unemployment rate going up. You know what I mean? Things getting harder. So that employment correlates with crime. I don't care what any analyst say. That is common sense, right? Unemployment correlates with crime. When unemployment go up, crime does go up. That is, you see, when oil correlates with everything else, and oil go up, everything else does go up. Same thing with crime and unemployment. Cool, right? But I digress. Yeah. So what going to happen is the family will become fluent. You know, the scriptures talk about seeking the Lord while He may yet be found. Right? Isaiah 55 and 6. Seek Yahweh while He may be found. Call ye upon Him while He is near. Right? While He near. Because they do yeah. This is not a drill, guys. This is not a game. You know? The doors of repentance is closing. The window of repentance is getting smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller. Okay. Alright, yes, it's no, a second address 16 and I think it's 18 or 19 actually. It says, but for all these things they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of the scourges. Alright. I'll start from 18. It says, second address 16 and 18. The beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars, and the powers shall stand in fear. The beginning of evils, what shall I do when these evils shall come? Behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment. But for all these things they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of these scourges. You know what I mean? They won't be always mindful of it. You know? Because they're going and think that this is going to help them. but this is going to shaft them in all different ways. Again, they go ahead, the population will get the shitty and the stick, bro. We know the one, the elites of this world as well, the ones who rule this world as well. You know what I mean? We know that nothing they implement is for the betterment of anybody, only themselves. You know what I mean? As the scriptures say, if you do good, you do it unwillingly, right? So Act 14 and 7. It says, and if he doeth good, he doeth it unwillingly, and at last he will declare his wickedness here. If you do good, you only doing good because wickedness coming after it. You know what I mean? To get the wicked goal. You know, that is why he's always make everything sound like it's going to help you or it's for your benefit. You know what I mean? Alright, okay, you got a little benefit from it to nobody. End result is this. The end result is we're going to have all your data, all your biometric data. You know what I mean? We can implement new you had to put your bio information on the net. So we gonna know hey, it's not a child because these sites doing these things on the net is banned from children. You know, so on and so hey, they're going on flatten the place. That is basically it. They're going on flatten the place. That is all. They're going to flatten the place. Yeah? That is all. This message is just to bring light on what's going on and that the prophecies are unfolding. Right? So it was edifying. Oh, it's back food for thought among the Akim watching and listening. Until next time, to the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yoshai Bashem Kakadash. Until next time, Shalom.